My parents stole $2.3 million, money I had spent 10 years saving to buy my dream home. They did it on my 30th birthday, while I was working a double shift, using forged documents and my identity. But what they didn't know was that I'd been planning for this exact moment for 3 long years. Every cent, every signature, every move was part of the trap I built for them. If you've ever been betrayed by the very people who were supposed to protect you, stay till the end. Hit that like button if you believe in justice, because what I did next will change how you see family loyalty forever. It started on a random Tuesday afternoon at 2:47 p.m. I was helping a customer at the pharmacy where I worked when my phone buzzed. Withdrawal of $340,000 successfully processed. My hands went cold. The room blurred around me. I could barely hear the man asking about his blood pressure pills. All I could think was, this has to be a mistake. I took the bus home. 40 minutes that felt like forever, refreshing my bank app every few seconds. But no, my account was empty. 10 years of sacrifice, gone in a blink. When I stormed through the front door, I found my parents, Martha and Richard, calmly drinking coffee like nothing had happened. Mom didn't even look up from her phone. Dad kept reading the newspaper like a man who thought he had won. "Where's my money?" I demanded. Dad folded his paper slowly and smirked. "Thank you for your trust, Clara," he said. "Your savings are now being used for Evelyn's future. You should be proud." Mom finally looked up, eyes sharp and cold. "You would have wasted it anyway," she said flatly. "You've never known how to manage real money." That's when I started laughing. Not because it was funny, but because they had just destroyed themselves. "Did you take it from the wrong account?" I asked. The color drained from Dad's face. "What do you mean?" I smiled. "The account you just emptied was a decoy. The real money is somewhere you'll never find. Let's go back 10 years, to the moment this all began. I was 20, working at Henderson's Pharmacy, earning just $800 a month. My parents immediately started what they called the family support system. It meant giving them 80% of my paycheck. I was left with scraps, enough for bus fare and cheap meals. Meanwhile, my younger sister, Evelyn, never worked a day in her life. She had designer clothes, a brand new car, and her tuition paid in full. I was the workhorse. She was the golden child, but I didn't complain. I worked harder. I got a second job, weekend shifts at a restaurant, and told my parents it was pharmacy overtime. That extra money, about $500 a month, went straight into a hidden savings account they didn't know existed. For 5 years, I lived quietly and frugally. No vacations, no new clothes, no luxuries. Just saving. At 25, I was promoted to assistant manager, earning $4,500 monthly. My parents increased my family contribution to $3,600. They said it was only fair. What they didn't know was that I'd also started doing freelance accounting, adding another $3,000 each month to my secret savings. By 27, I had saved more than $1 million. But then I made a discovery that changed everything. While helping Mom sort tax papers, I found copies of my personal documents, bank statements, ID cards, even my social security number. They had been monitoring my finances for years. That same week, my Aunt Caroline accidentally told me the truth. My parents were planning to use my savings to pay for Evelyn's medical school. 6 years. $15,000 per semester. They needed around $1.8 million. I could have confronted them. I could have moved my money. But instead, I set a trap. I created a new online-only bank account under my best friend Sophie's address. Untraceable, invisible to my parents. Then I began building the illusion of a visible account, one they could find. For 3 years, I moved money between fake lines of credit and temporary deposits, creating the perfect illusion of a balance worth $1.8 million. The account looked full, but it wasn't real, just smoke and mirrors. Meanwhile, my real $2.3 million grew safely in hidden investments, and I waited. On my 30th birthday, the trap was triggered. Martha and Richard walked into First Union Bank with my forged signature and fake ID, ready to take care of Evelyn's future. When I told them it was a decoy, they froze. Mom's phone slipped from her hand and shattered. Dad looked like he'd seen a ghost. You just committed identity theft, forgery, and grand larceny, I said, holding up my phone. All recorded on the bank's security cameras. I showed them the police report I had already filed that morning. You have until noon tomorrow to return every penny, I said, or the DA gets everything. Mom burst into tears. You can't do this to your family. What family? I asked. The one that used me as an ATM for a decade? Then Evelyn walked in, holding the keys to her brand new BMW. Helen, you're being so selfish, she said. You've always been jealous of me. That was it. I called my lawyer, Peter. He'd been waiting for this moment. The criminal complaint was already drafted. At 11:47 a.m. the next morning, my phone rang. Dad's voice was trembling. The money's back, he whispered. Sure enough, $1.8 million had been returned. But I didn't cancel the complaint. 2 hours later, detectives arrived and arrested both of them. The whole neighborhood watched as my parents were led away in handcuffs. Evelyn's car was repossessed. The story made the local news. Couple arrested for stealing daughter's life savings. Their country club friends saw it. Their coworkers saw it. Evelyn's med school saw it. With my real $2.3 million, I bought my dream house, cash. No mortgage, no debt, no one else's name on the papers. I moved out the same day, left everything behind. They called. They texted. They begged forgiveness. I blocked every number, changed my phone, and transferred to another city. Now, 3 months later, I wake up every morning in my house. My peace, my rules, my freedom. Evelyn dropped out of med school. My parents sold their vacation home and drained their retirement funds to pay legal fees. Their house is in foreclosure. Do I regret it? Not at all. I spent 10 years being their financial slave. Now I'm finally free, and that $1.8 million they returned? I donated it to a scholarship fund for low-income students, because my real wealth isn't the money they tried to steal. It's the life I built on my own terms. If this story inspired you, hit that like button and subscribe for more tales of justice, karma, and freedom. Tell me in the comments. Was Clara's revenge justified, or did she go too far? And remember, sometimes the best revenge isn't getting even, it's getting ahead.